We're live. Hello. Hi, everybody. I'm Amanda Call. This is my YouTube channel, and I'm going to be working on a comic page. You may notice this looks a little bit different than my comic pages normally do. So this, you can probably see a little bit of the texture on camera there. This is watercolor paper, and I have my panel borders, rather than just being outlined in pen, I actually have them masked with masking tape, because this is something a little bit different. This is not an Age of Night page, nor is it an I Am the First page. This is for a comic anthology. It's going to be the first page of a short story I'm doing for comic anthology. It's another full color one. So this time, instead of doing computer coloring, which I have had so very much of my full of doing I Am the First, I am going to do an actual like mixed media watercolor type situation like I normally do when I do traditional colored pieces. And I haven't done an actual comic page that way, so we'll see how that goes. But to start off, I do have thumbnails. They're on my computer though, so I can't show them to you because I'm like looking at them on the other screen where you guys can't see. So that's what I'll be referring to, and we will get started with just kind of roughing everything in. This is also why I'm using regular graphite pencil this time instead of using the blue pencil, because I need to be able to completely erase these lines if I'm going to be using this same piece of paper to go over with the color later. So I won't be able to just pull the blue lines out like I can on a black and white page. So this necessitates a different approach. All right. Just very lightly, very loosely, kind of roughing in some of the basic shapes that are going to go in here. I have a whole bunch of reference brought up in another window as well that I'm looking at. Because, like, you have this idea in your head of, like, oh, yeah, clouds look like this, but that's not necessarily what clouds, like, actually look like. Okay, there's some loose cloud situation going on there. And what is in the next panel? Refer back to my script. Okay, it's more clouds. We're just doing a whole bunch of clouds this evening, apparently. Yep, just some lumps that will eventually be clouds is the idea. All right, we've got a hand. That's at least something recognizable. Oh, I want to move that up a little bit. Where's my kneaded eraser? There we are. Kneaded eraser. The only trick with the kneaded eraser is sometimes it picks up little bits of crap like that right there because it's sticky. I don't really want to smear little bits of pink pencil all over this page, so you just got to make sure that you give it a quick look and kind of bury any nonsense that you can't pick out before you use it. So there, that's better. Now I got a nice clean surface to use. Okay, that is the hey, it's Bud, and it's hungry. Hey guys, thanks so much for joining me. So yeah, it's a very rough start here. These are obviously not quite as dense of pages as far as the drawing goes, since they're going to ultimately end up being watercolor pieces. Well, watercolor asterisk sort of pieces. Okay. I'm going to start trying to tighten some of this stuff up a little bit. So we've got some vegetation over here. Hope everyone is doing well this evening. Ooh, and hopefully my internet stays on. We've got some thunderstorms rolling through this area right now, appropriately, since I'm drawing a bunch of storm clouds too. All right, we've got a little bit of vegetation on this cliff. Clean up some of these lines here. Put a little bit, another little tuft of grass right there. Now I sound like Bob Ross. That's why he makes the. That's why he talks like that, because he's just like in the zone. It's the soft kind of droning of being in the zone, and then remembering, oh yeah, I'm supposed to talk out loud for other people to hear me. Well, I had. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good cliff. I'd say that looks like a cliff. Close enough, anyway. Well, I had a very fun weekend. One of my friends from the comic scene, the comic convention scene, uh, which she's been on the stream before as Abso. She had her 40th birthday party this weekend, and it was themed as an under the sea prom, and it was so much freaking fun. Went to that. Everybody was dressed up, and like some people did costumes and some people did like actual like prom type attire, and some people were dressed more casually, and either way, like it was just everybody had a great time. It was very fun. So like she had rented out her local Legion hall and decorated it all up like a under the sea themed prom with like a little inflatable pool and like fish and jellyfish and just all sorts of stuff. How was the city meeting where you were the city clerk? Oh gosh. Yeah, the town meeting, that was last night. My first town meeting as clerk. It was scary. I was trying not to have a panic attack, but it was fine. Like it was actually totally fine. Everybody was totally fine and chill. Uh Nobody had like any kind of major issues. There was just a normal kind of level of discussion and debate about some stuff, but it was fine. Ultimately, it went fine. I was very nervous because I had to act in an official capacity in front of everybody for like the first time. Because like I've been doing this job for a while as deputy, but it's different when you're the deputy, and it's also different when it's like one or two people in the office at any given time and you're just helping one or two people with their stuff. It's very different when you have like many more than one or two people sitting in front of you and you're like at the front of the room and one of the people who has to answer for why things are the way they are. And yeah, it was stressful, but not because it was bad. It was just I had kind of psyched myself up just because it is kind of a lot, to is a lot to suddenly have that level of responsibility and visibility in my community. But it went just fine. Okay, there's a tiny little person sitting on the edge of a big cliff. But last over the weekend, like on the way driving down to my friend's party and back, like the following day, I was reading this like massive binder that's all of like the laws and rules and recommendations around running towns and like what my legal responsibilities were and what other people's legal responsibilities were and like how is this supposed to work and how is that supposed to work, and it was just it was very dense reading because it's like I'm not a lawyer. I don't have a law degree. What am I looking at here? And it was like it wasn't like the actual text of the laws, it was, an explainer that's put out by the Maine Municipal Association, which is just like a it's like a an organization that acts as like legal legal counsel for small towns because, not every small town can afford to like have a lawyer in-house to explain stuff and make sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to. And so that's part of what the MMA provides, along with a lot of other stuff. And so this was like their handbook that they put out. And it was this explainer of like all the different laws and rules and stuff. And so there was very little of the actual like legal text, but it was still incredibly dense. This was like the easy version, and it was still a lot. But yes, going back to the very fun prom that my friend put on for her birthday. It was, one of the things was she was like, "Well, I just think it'd be fun," but also like, how often do people get to really dress up in like super fun, sparkly, formal attire? Because like even if you go to like the thing that you're most likely to have to wear formal attire for as an adult is a wedding. But at a wedding, you can't be like super fun over the top because you're not supposed to like detract from the focus on the bride and groom. So you have like, okay, you have to dress formally, but you also have to dress like in a very understated way. And so this was like, no, just be super fun and sparkly, and it was so great because part of what was really cool about it was that, um, my friend invited a lot of her friends, and it was her 40th birthday, so you have a lot of people in the, like, 30 to 45-ish range there, but then she also invited a ton of her family, so she had everyone from, like, her grandparents in, like, their 70s and 80s and 90s and her parents, and, like, it was so great, all the way down to, like, her friends with their, like, babies and toddlers, and it was just so much fun having such a wide range of people at this event. And seeing everyone from, like, people in their 70s to in their 20s all dressed in, like, super sparkly prom gowns. It was a really fun time. Very cool idea. I'm very glad that we were able to go. And the thing that I had worked on, partially to distract myself from being super nervous about the upcoming town meeting that I was waiting to have happen, was I had made myself an anglerfish costume. And so I took, like, this gothy Hot Topic dress, and I added, some, like, flowy sleeves with, like, seams down them, like, triangular kind of flowy sleeves with a bunch of seams down them so they looked like fins, and I also added, like, like, extra butt ruffle to be like a tail, and then I to make it to really sell the anglerfish type part of it, I had, a belt that had, like, big cardboard and paper mache teeth painted black that were coming up for, like and stuck out really far as, like, the bottom jaw, and then, like, a harness across the bodice that was the slightly smaller upper jaw teeth, also made out of cardboard, and I actually made a anglerfish lure that also attached to the harness and came up over my head out of an string of LED lights, a wiffle ball, and a wire coat hanger. And so it actually lit up and it was like hovering over my head. It was great. It was so much fun. And I was slightly concerned that my friend was gonna be like, "What are you doing?" But she loved it. She thought it was great. So, that is good. Glad my friends can appreciate that I'm just absurd and over the top and aren't mortified by it. Great big thunderheads in here. Alright, I think that's gonna be the first panel is all penciled. Hooray! Moving on to the next one that is also Adjust Clouds. So try to get my bearings on this, like, really large complicated cloud photograph that I'm looking at as reference. And we've got another one over here. It's probably not take very long to do because it's just a couple of clouds. Okay, yeah, that's pretty much it for that one. That one's gonna be a lot more of a thing once it is colored. Not much of a thing in the drawing phase. Okay, so now let's tighten up this hand here. So we've got a hand. It is in fact just kind of sitting down on something like this. So it's kind of like, what does that look like if I just kind of set my hand down and then look at it from like this kind of angle? I guess the thumb is more, I guess that's like an awkward angle for the thumb to be at. It's one of those things. It doesn't, but it would be like, it would be like if I was holding my hand like this, which is kind of awkward actually. So let's make that a little less awkward. Have that be kind of a oh, that still looks very awkward. Okay, we're having a hard time with that. That's okay. We're going to figure this out. Okay, I am going to take a picture of my hand from the angle that I want this picture of. Let's see. Okay, so this is what I ended up with. Let's see if that will. Hey, look, it's a hand. Let's see if we can get to work as a reference for us. That should help, hopefully. I think I might need to lighten it a little bit because the shadows from my desk lamp are kind of extreme. Okay, really? Or my phone's gonna have like a conniption on me. Okay, there we go. That's a lot lighter, so I should be able to see the shapes I'm looking for better. Okay, I'm gonna sometimes it's easier to just get rid of everything so that the stuff I was not doing correctly will not continue to confuse me moving forward. So we're just gonna take that off completely and we're gonna try again from this. Okay, I think we're getting there. That's a better basis anyway. Okay, let's do. Okay, clean some of that up a little bit. No! It reverted to the original. I'm like, no, I needed it lighter. I need to see what I'm doing. Oh, it went to sleep. Okay, thanks. That just it looks weird. I see that it is technically correct by looking at this photograph, but it looks odd. So I'm not sure what to do about that. I hate it when that happens. Or it's like, no, it's supposed to be right, but it looks wrong still. Just looks goofy. I don't know. I think it's too small. I think that's probably part of it. But you know what? We're gonna get the rest of this established rather than continuing to sweat that thumb for the moment. We'll loop back around to that in a second. All right, we'll make the sleeve happy. And then I will try to figure out what is happening with this thumb. Okay, what is the issue here? What is happening? Well, it's definitely too small. That's certainly a part of it. Now that I've taken a moment, that is certainly not helping because it should come all the way out here. I mean, I guess that's better. I'm still not crazy about it. The fact that there is so much scribbling and going back over it going on at this point too, though, I'm just like, okay. At what point am I just kind of over it and ready to move on? There's like so much weird skin folding going on in there. I mean, look at this. All this weird skin folding business going on in here. Is this something you wrote or are you illustrating someone else like I'm the first? Nope, this is one that I wrote as well. This is for an anthology that I'm contributing to. So this is an original personal piece that I wrote. I still don't like that hand. I am just gonna have to move on for now. Yes, this is gonna be a new short story, and I'm doing it in like watercolor mixed media, like I usually do my color illustrations. So that's why I'm doing it on the illustration or on the watercolor paper with the panel borders masked instead of being like ruled out in pen. So And while I'm using the same kind of traditional illustration technique that I normally do for illustration, I haven't done this for a comic page before, so we'll see how it goes. Okay. We're going to call that panel done enough for now, since it's just frustrating the heck out of me. And we're going to move on to getting the pencils on this last panel here done. Which I need to bring up one more piece of reference. Do 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 do. Doop 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 doop. See if I can find what I'm looking for. Maybe, maybe not. Why am I so disorganized? Good grief. Oh goodness, it's going to take me forever to find what I am looking for, because I am not very well organized. Goodness gracious. Okay, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Maybe, possibly. Oh my goodness. Why? Amanda, why are you like this? Okay, come on. This is not making for very good YouTube. You're killing me here. Good. Finally found what I was looking for. Okay. All right, where did my cliff go? Okay, there's my cliff reference. I need to sharpen my pencil. I am not getting a very precise point right now. Okay, where are we at? Okay, we don't have a ton of time left, so hopefully we can at least have all of the penciling done on this, and then next time we can start working on some of the watercolors, which will be fun. Okay. Try to finish up all of this, all these little folds and creases in this jacket here, and we're in the last 10 or so minutes of the stream, so I will do the YouTube things while I try to finish this up. Remind everybody, I'm Amanda Call. This is my YouTube channel. Every Tuesday night, just about, I do one of these art streams where I work on some kind of art, usually a comic page, and talk about my process and chat with the chat stream and answer questions if people have them. And usually you'll see me working on either I Am the First, which is a superhero project written by my friend Jeremy Flagg and drawn by myself, or Age of Night, which is my webcomic. You can read all of Age of Night at ageofnight.com. Well, soon you'll be able to read it all again. I've got most of it re-uploaded. It'll be done in time for updates to resume at the beginning of August, which is going to be next week. It's pretty exciting. We're almost back to new Age of Night pages because I took a little bit of a summer break there for a few weeks, which has been good because I've been super duper busy. So it's been nice to not have to stress about getting those pages done in addition to everything else. Aw, sadness. Sorry, someone saying. We missed you. But yeah, Age of Night pages will be resuming next week. New updates. And by then, all of the backlog will be available on the website too. Although, if you also want to help support me making comics, you can buy copies of Age of Night at different places. Like Drive-Through Comics or Skirmisher's website, skirmisher.com, or Amazon. You got some options. Oh, goodness, as I bang into my mic. Okay. What else? So, yeah, subscribe if you want to make sure you catch me when I go live. You can also support me on Patreon if you would like. I have a Patreon at patreon.com/Age of Night. Signing up gets you free comics. You get Age of Night pages a week early and lots of behind the scenes peeks at stuff I'm working on. Like when this piece is done, I will probably post the whole thing on my Patreon. Whereas like anywhere else, you would have to like buy it in this anthology or something like that. So it's the kind of cool thing you can get there. All right. So I think that's going to do it for this evening. I started with all of my panels ruled out and taped off, and we have it all nice and drawn at the end of this hour. So that's some pretty good progress. I'm pretty pleased with that. So next week, we will be able to start working in some fun colors, which I'm excited for. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out with me this evening. I will see you next time. Bye.